I've been wanting to post longer form content on YouTube. So this is me practicing talking on camera, because I don't like my voice very much, but that's okay. This is ERP for me. This piece is loosely based on The Last Unicorn. I wanted to play around with that concept a little bit. And I also just really like unicorns, so a lot of my art features them. I think it's kind of fun to start with watercolor because it's so loose, and you can see how I use salt to create that really fun texture without really having to do much of anything. You can see me mess up on that leg right there. I eventually go in and try to just wipe that paint away. Yep, there it goes. There's also a nice little piece of lint on the paper right now. A lot of the times when I'm painting, I try to just wipe mistakes away, which usually creates a little bit of a mess on the paper, but it's what I do. So right now I'm just going in with some acrylic over the watercolor because I didn't think ahead to leave any white space beforehand. Usually when I'm painting, I don't have much of a plan. I'm usually just going based off of a loose concept and letting the painting kind of create itself. I wanted to achieve a sense of desperation in this one, which is what I was going for with the posing of the unicorn. You'll have to let me know if I actually accomplished that or not. I think posing is something I really struggle with. It always ends up feeling really stiff when I really want to capture a lot of movement in everything that I paint. Now you're going to see me going in with some blue. I promise it works out okay. It looks really, really stark right now. I'm not a big fan of that. It's a lot of blending. I really like to play with color. I don't have a specific color palette that I like to work with. I definitely prefer brighter colors. But really, I just like to pack in as much color as I can to each piece. Depending on the mood, of course. Sometimes darker themes necessitate darker palettes, but you can still make them colorful. She's looking pretty ugly right now. That's okay. She turns out pretty ugly too, but this is just a practice, so I'm learning as I go. I do like her stance. So I did learn something from this. You'll see me adding in some tiny little swirls. I think my style could be just boiled down to a little spiral or swirl. I just think there's something so whimsical about that shape and something so childlike and fun and organic. So I do include them in pretty much I see spirals everywhere. I could make an Uzumaki reference, but I can't think of one off the top of my head, so I'm just gonna throw that out there instead. She's looking very clownish at this point. I think she ends up maybe being a little clownish too, but that's not a bad thing. I think clowns are really interesting because they're terrifying, but they're also associated with childlike joy and wonder and humor and laughter and all those fun things. There's some really interesting dissonance there in the two reactions that they elicit from people. And that's something that I want for my art too. Not every piece needs to have a dark theme. I also like to create just fun pieces where the meaning's more so in what they are used for rather than what the actual art represents. Something that's fun and light and that you smile at when you look at it. There's some duality there, I guess. You'll see me adding in all of these little tiny brush strokes, they're kind of dots, they're not very circular. This is another thing I really like to do in my art. I am a maximalist in all aspects of my life, so of course that comes through on any sort of canvas that I'm working on. I do struggle with backgrounds though. I want the focus to be on the subject, but when the background is empty, it just doesn't feel complete. I never know. Something to work on, I guess. The tail is definitely something I can improve on. Doesn't look quite natural how it wraps around, but I do like the basic idea. So I'm going to work on that. Trust. Maybe I'll do some more sketches of this concept and I'll post them on my story or something. Oh, and now I'm adding in more spirals because why not? It's fun. Maybe adds to the movement of the piece, hopefully, maybe. I don't know why I'm adding this. I think I just needed to add something. It's kind of fun. Some little circles and texture. Oh, look at that brush stroke. Oh, covered it up. That's good. The eye is something I also really want to work on. I don't feel like there's enough emotion in it, if any emotion at all. So that's another thing I'm going to work on. And I did add a few things off camera, which you will see right there. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love you guys.